皆さんおはようございます。そして明けましておめでとうございます。Good to see you and Happy New Year. This is the Japanese news article of the day for January 5th, 2026. 2026年1月5日の今日の記事でございます。So for our title today, we have 福岡県子供たちが冷たい川で空手の練習。So 福岡県 would be our location. 福岡県 is Fukuoka Prefecture. 子供たちが so 子供たちが is our subject here. 子供たち so 子供 being kids and this tachi just makes it so we're very clear we're talking about multiple children here. So 子供たちが冷たい川 so 冷たい means cold to the touch. We talk about this in the vocab section. And then kawa is a river. So 冷たい川で is our location. In a cold river, 空手の練習. So 空手. And then we have 空手 is karate. And then no. And it is modifying 練習, which is practice. So in Fukuoka Prefecture, children practiced karate in a cold river. 福岡県子供たちが冷たい川で空手の練習。Okay, here is our vocabulary list from the article. We have 冷たい. So this is cold, but it's only used cold to the touch. So, for example, if you walk outside and it's a cold day, you wouldn't use 冷たい there, you would use 寒い. 冷たい is like you touched a glass, it's cold. 冷たい or like a cold drink. 冷たいお茶、冷たい牛乳. So 冷たい or cold tea, cold milk. Also the wind, you'd say 冷たい風 because you can kind of imagine the wind is blowing and it's coming in contact with your skin. So if it's weather related and it's cold, you'll use 寒い. If it's like touch, you touch the thing and it's cold, it'll be 冷たい. Okay, then we have karate. So I don't want you to ever pronounce it karate again because this is a Japanese word pronounced karate. Okay, then we have 練習 is practice. Then we have 合わせて. So 合わせて is normally put after another word to mean like combining or putting something together with something else. 合わせて. Then we have 寒稽古. So 寒稽古 is midwinter training. It's training that is done particularly for a lot of martial arts where the mind is involved and they train in cold conditions to kind of train the mind as well as the body. Called 寒稽古. Then they have 膝, which is knee or knees. 腰, which is your lower back area. あたり is an area around. We have 声 is voice. 豚汁 is soup, particularly like pork-based soup. It's really good if you haven't tried it. You should go to Japan and try some 豚汁. Then we have 参加 or 参加する is participation or to participate in something. 氷 is ice. 試合 is a match or a game, normally sports or sports related. And then we have 自信 is confidence.
福岡県豊前市で昨日小学生中学生合わせて15人が空手の寒稽古という練習をしました。この日の寒稽古では川の中に入ります。膝から腰のあたりまで水に入りながら元気な声を出して練習をしました。その後で野菜と豚肉が入った温かい豚汁を食べました。参加した子どもは川の中は氷のように冷たかったです。でも試合に勝つ自信がつきましたと話しました。空手の先生は寒稽古で心と体を強くしてほしいと話しました。
Alright, let's jump right into our article here.
福岡県豊前市で昨日、小学生、中学生合わせて15人が空手の寒稽古という練習をしました。
Okay, so 福岡県豊前市. So 福岡県 would be Fukuoka Prefecture, and 豊前市 is the name of the city. So in Fukuoka Prefecture, 豊前 City. で, so in that city, 4日 or 昨日, so yesterday, or the 4th, 小学生、中学生合わせて. So 合わせて, when we have a list of things coming before 合わせて, this can be including both of these things, or both of these things putting them together. So we have 小学生 and 中学生, so elementary school students and middle school or junior high students, 合わせて, so of both elementary school students and junior high school students, 15人, so 15 people, が空手の寒稽古という練習をしました. So 空手 and no, so karate is describing something or is owning something, and then 寒稽古, this is the midwinter training or training in cold conditions, and then from karate, and then という練習. So という can either be something that is called something or something that is similar to something. So here we have 練習, which is to practice, and then did, the verb する in the past tense here. So they did practice. Called, that's what that という is doing here. They were doing training or practice called 寒稽古, the midwinter training from karate. And who did it? The 15 elementary school and middle school students. So in Fukuoka Prefecture, Buzen City on the 4th, or yesterday, 15 elementary school students and junior high or middle school students practice or did training called 寒稽古, or the midwinter training, which is from karate or karate.
この日の寒稽古では川の中に入ります。
So この日の寒稽古では, so この日, this この is this, and then この日 is this day, and then it is owning something else as well. 寒稽古. So this midwinter training on this day or from this day. では, in this midwinter training on that day, 川の中に入ります. So, 川 is river, の中 is in the river, に is our direction, and 入ります is the verb 入る to enter. So in the midwinter training on this particular day, they entered the river or got into the river.
膝から腰のあたりまで水に入りながら元気な声を出して練習をしました。
Okay, so we have 膝から. So 膝 is the knees. And then 腰のあたりまで. So we often have から and まで. It tells us where we start and where we end. So 膝から would be starting at the knees. And then 腰のあたりまで. まで is up to, at reaching up to this point. And 腰 is the lower back. And then this のあたり. あたり is like an area or a region. So around that region. So from the knees to the around the lower back, 水に入りながら. So we want to have 入る here, and then 水に入る to get in the water. And then this 入る to enter is attached to ながら. So ながら, we have two actions that are being done at the same time by the same person or same group of people. So here we have 水に入りながら. So while being in the water, from up to the knees to up to around the lower back. 元気な声. So genki can be energetic, in addition to healthy or good or fine. So this genki na koe, so koe would be a voice, so an energetic voice. And then we have koe o dasu, so koe o dashite. This is in the te form here, but koe o dasu is like to, a lot of times it's used to scream, particularly when you're letting your voice really belt out, right? So genki na koe o dasu would be to let out a very energetic voice or saying energetic things or things in an energetic way. And then 練習をしました. So this te form here kind of tells us that this is the manner in which they practiced. So they practiced or did their training by letting out energetic voices, or basically shouting, by shouting while being in the water from around the knees to around the lower back.
その後で野菜と豚肉が入った温かい豚汁を食べました。
その後で、so その後で we have その. So this sono normally refers to something we've already brought up. And then this sono ato, so ato means after. So sono ato is kind of like after that, or after this thing I just mentioned. And that de, just that particle we need there. So after this, or after that, その後で野菜と豚肉. So 野菜 is vegetables. To is our and 豚肉 is pork. So 野菜と豚肉が. So our ga is being, or connected to our yasai and butaniku ga haitta. So hairu, once again, to enter, but this is also when something has been put in something. It is in, so you would also use hairu here. This is the past tense. Haitta, atatakai, so warm, tonjiru. And tonjiru is a specific type of pork soup. It's very good. If you haven't tried it, you gotta try it out. But all of this is describing our tonjiru here. So, 野菜と豚肉が入った. Having vegetables and pork in it, and 温かいtonjiru. So, warm pork soup that had vegetables and pork in it. を食べました. So, 食べました from 食べる in the past tense, right? So after they did all that training in the river, they ate pork soup, warm pork soup that had vegetables and pork in it.
参加した子供は、川の中は氷のように冷たかったです。
Take a break here because there's a quote with two sentences, but we'll look at our larger sentence here. So we have 参加した子供は. Then outside of the quote, we have と話しました. So the 参加した子供, so 子供 is children, and 参加した this is 参加する to participate in the past tense. So the children who participated, and then と話しました. So they said this, and this is our quote. 川の中は, so 川の中 in the river は氷のように. So kori is ice, and then no yoni, when you're comparing something to something else, you'll use no yoni. So as if it was ice. And then tsumetakatta. So this is tsumetai. Remember, cold to the touch. Water is also cold to the touch, so we'll use tsumetai here. And then this is in the past tense. So tsumetakatta desu. So in the river, or being in the river, was extremely cold, like ice, as if it were ice, or icy cold. You can maybe translate it that way.
でも試合に勝つ自信がつきましたと話しました。
Yeah. And then we have demo, which is a sentence starting however or but. 試合に勝つ自信がつきました. So we have a few phrases here. So 試合 is a game or a match. In this case, they're martial arts with karate. So matches, when they go to tournaments or things like that, they would call that 試合. And then 試合に勝つ. So 勝つ is to win or to have a victory. So 試合に勝つ would be to win in your matches or at tournaments and things like that. And then 自信がつきました. So all of this is modifying 自信 here to describe what kind of 自信, and 自信 is confidence. So the confidence to win in matches がつきました. So つく here is our verb in the past tense. So 自信がつく is a kind of a phrase that's very common. So 自信がつく would be to gain the confidence or to get the confidence. So it was very cold. However, I gained the confidence that I can win or that I will win in matches. と話しました. So this is what this kid said. And I think I said children, but I believe this is a quote from a single child here. So no plural in Japanese. So you kind of have to get that from context. But I believe this is what a single child said. So the kid said, the river was extremely cold as though it were ice. But I gained the confidence that I can win in matches.
空手の先生は寒稽古で心と体を強くしてほしいと話しました。
空手の先生は、空手 is karate, 空手, and then の先生, so the teacher or the dojo master, whatever you want to call it. Yep. So the karate teacher wa, and then we have と話しました, so said this, and this is our quote. 寒稽古で, so 寒稽古 is the midwinter training, the cold training, で by means of this midwinter training, 心と体, so list here, 心 and 体, so 心 is heart, and 体 is your body, and を強くしてほしいです. Or 強くしてほしい. So 強くする would be to make something strong. It's coming from the e adjective 強い. And then if you go する on an e adjective, it's making it into that adjective. So 強くする would be to strengthen something. And then we have that in the 手 form with 欲しい. So we want someone to do something with that 手欲しい. So I want the kids, this is our subject here that's kind of lost. I want the kids to have a stronger or to strengthen their bodies and their 心 can also be mind, but it can be heart, mind, kind of like your inner energy rather than your body itself, right? So 心と体を強くしてほしい. So I want them to strengthen their body and their mind or their body and their heart by means of this midwinter training. So cool. It's pretty intense for kids. So they start elementary school kids. I think it's kind of cool. Obviously, with it being Japan, I think they're taking very good care of the kids and making sure they don't get frostbite or, they don't get too cold or anything, but kind of cool. So thank you so much for being here. I know it's been almost a couple weeks now due to the holidays in the States, and then now we have holidays in Japan. They just started uploading articles again, but we are in the new year, and we don't have another Japanese holiday for a while, so you can plan on these being daily, weekly, or daily weekday videos once again. And so I will plan on seeing you tomorrow. また明日.